This is the book that I'll be reviewing in today's video, so let's get right into it. Let me start with the title, which is Coloring Book for Toddlers, 50 Images, Alphabets, and Numbers for Kids age 1 to 3. So first thing I notice is you must be from maybe the UK or some other country because you have the U in coloring. I'm from the US and we don't have the U, it's just OR. This isn't an error or anything, just something I noted or that I saw. So that's completely fine. It just shows that a different country or something like that. Another thing I noticed was kind of the capitalization seems a little bit off. So the B in book isn't capital, but the T in toddlers is. Images, alphabets, and numbers are capital, but not kids or age. And also it should be ages 1 to 3 because it's more than one age. So add an S there. I'm not sure if English is your first language or not, but regardless, it might be helpful to have somebody look over the grammar just before you post it. But I'm really happy that you did not keyword stuff your title. So that's amazing. Thank you for not doing that. And it looks like you published it June 28th, 2022. So it's still fairly new. Well, I guess it's 6 months old maybe. And just looking, I don't see a BSR yet. So I don't think you've had sales yet if that's up to date. It's 8.5 by 11, which is a good size for a coloring book. 172 pages. So I kind of have a question about how you have 50 images but 172 pages, because even if you had every other page blank, that'd only be 101 or 102 pages or just 100 pages. So I'm not sure how there's 172 pages and 50 images. I could just be not thinking clearly right now, but that kind of makes me question if there actually are 50 or if there are more. Looking at your price, $6.99, that's a decent price. Books or coloring books kind of go for a wide range of pricing, but I think that that's fair. I did look at your author name. I think you have a great name. It's definitely unique and different, and as long as it's not copyrighted or trademarked, then you should be all good. However, when I clicked on it, there was no author central, so I highly recommend creating an author central page. Looking at your description, amazing coloring book with big, bold images for kids to enjoy the activity the book contains, cute images. Each page has pictures on one side and blank black on the other side. This might just supposed to be blank back, maybe, so maybe a typo there. Alphabets and numbers are accompanied by a related image. So again, the capitalization is a bit random here. I'm not sure why the numbers is capital. I'm not sure why the B in big is capital, so I would kind of just go over the grammar a little bit. I would also maybe space this out, add a space between this first sentence and the book contains. Maybe add some colons. I would potentially add a little bit more detail and probably just rewrite this first sentence. It doesn't really flow super well, so maybe something like, this amazing coloring book is filled with big, bold images for kids to enjoy every day, or while kids are coloring, they are learning about numbers and alphabets in a fun way, something like that. Just add a little bit more pizzazz to it. So I would definitely change that. And looking at your cover, I think you have some really cute little graphics here. I did just notice this worm right here seems to be one of the coloring pages when I actually click on it, so that's really cool. I think the coloring book for toddlers, that part's okay. I can't really read this bottom part though. It's really hard for me to read it. So I would definitely adjust kind of how the words are here and maybe the font. This house is kind of a little random. I'm not sure if it flows really well, but overall I don't think your cover is really bad at all. I can definitely read the coloring book for toddlers. I would just fix the other words on the page because I have a hard time reading that, and especially if people are looking at this and it's not really a big image on the page, then they're going to have a hard time. So I'm just going to try to do the look inside feature. It doesn't always want to load, but hopefully we can get it to load here. So this book belongs to, it looks like you're missing a line here or a place for them to write who the book belongs to, but I think the outline is kind of cute. I'm not sure if it's meant to be cut off, but I think that kind of looks cute. And then looking at the first image, that's that worm I was talking about. That's a cute image. And then it looks like we have a tree. So those are completely fine. And then the back, a bunch of different random images again, like the front, which is fine, and then you have like your company name, which is good. But again, I have a really hard time reading this, and I would make sure that it's not going to be copyrighted or trademarked or anything like that, and probably add quotation marks maybe. But other than having a hard time reading that, I think your back is fine. I did just notice this little design, the little zigzags. I don't know. Oh, that's on your front too. They're just really hard to see. So I would probably do some adjusting with the cover. The interior overall looks pretty good. I would add a line for the This Belongs To page, and I'd make sure that you want that flower outline to be cut off. And if not, then I would adjust that in the margins. So I don't have any categories here that I can review. So I'm going to head over. I didn't see any keywords that you submitted. So I kind of just took what you wrote and your title and made it my own keyword. So I don't actually know what keywords you used. But I looked up jumbo coloring book for kids ages 1 to 3, and it has a score of 36, which is not the best, but not horrible. 6,000 results, which is too many to try to sell a book without running ads. There are 16 individually published, which is great. There are some low BSR rates, which is great. So this is Pokemon, which is copyrighted, so that's not okay. At first this one looks like those are sponsored ones. So simple, big book, $5.99. This one has an insane BSR rate. But I would look at some of these to kind of gather some ideas, but the competition here is really stiff in this category. And there may not be as many with so many pages that you have, but you still have a very competitive niche. So if you're not running ads, that may also be your problem, because it's going to be very hard to rank in something like this. But overall, I think you're doing an amazing job, so I don't want to discourage you at all. I know I kind of threw a lot at you at once, so I apologize for that. But overall, I think this is an amazing start. Obviously, you put a lot of effort into this book. Oh, and one other thing I just wanted to check, because every other page is supposed to be blank, right? So let me just look at this real quick, because I don't remember the page after the worm being blank, and that might also be a problem. You might just want to review your interior, but let me see. I could be wrong. I could not remember this correctly. So let me just scroll down. So we have This Book Belongs To, and then we have, if it will load, I believe this should be the worm. Yep, and then we have the tree. So there's no blank page between here. So that means it's just the coloring page and then coloring page. So that may also be an issue. I think you may need to add a blank page between there or readjust your interior. So I would definitely look into that and just make sure that it's all how you want it to be. So I really hope that this was helpful. And again, I think you're doing a great job. So congratulations on submitting a book to KDP and being a published author. Keep trying, keep working at it. Again, all of this is just my own suggestions and opinions. You can do whatever you want. I try to be really nice, but also give some constructive feedback. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope nothing came across mean or wrong or anything like that. So thank you so much for submitting your book. If any of you listening, or if you want to submit another book, then please go ahead and fill out the form in the description below, and I may just feature your book in a video just like this. So thank you so much for watching and listening, and I hope that you have a great day.